Mac is back with another session. So I had an idea of doing benching, but I thought I'd switch it up since that feels kind of tedious and dull. So I'm rather instead going to try and do dips. We'll see how it goes. Do dips and do like an antagonistic pull for the dip. So like a fairly upright row isn't the right term, but doing like a bent over row, but in a very upright fashion. So that's the idea for us to do this though. I gotta warm up for the dips. So I'm actually gonna try and switch it up a bit, and we'll do this is not the most ergonomic way of doing this, I will admit. I regret my decision, but it's done. Move the chair out of the way. We'll do thinking about what kind of a barbell I want to use for this. We'll just go with the Kember bar. That'll be fine. It is a neutral grip. Neutral grip. Basically what I'm trying to do is get the pull, well, which way is this? Up into my upper back, the broadest part of it, sort of deep in there. Whereas if I was doing the bent over row, I try to be more horizontal. But with this, I'm actually trying to be as upright as possible while still keeping it a row, instead of doing like, perfect upright row, as we will do for the shoulders afterwards. But yeah, this is to mirror basically the dip. The feeling, let's actually put the tracking on here. Feeling pretty stiff. I did just sit in a chair for 3.5 hours doing a podcast interview, so it's no wonder. So I'm thinking a bit of this Theragoning should go on. I have a really weird feeling. It feels like it's the weekend now. Everything's sort of been a bit quiet and kind of chilled and loose. So I don't know, but it's Tuesday. So yeah, I'm just gonna work basically the entire arms here. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a tough point. Yesterday when I was doing my stretches, I felt my bicep being a bit of a sticking point. What's up, Adarot on Twitch? How you doing? How are we doing today? Yeah, my biceps are super tight. This is kind of like, I wanted to actually do a workout yesterday, but I just didn't have enough time. I mean, I still don't have enough time. I would prefer to be writing music here, but I just gotta get a workout in. There's no way around that. So, Edelrod says, good, tired. Yeah, that's going around. Maybe you should hit the gym. I don't know what time of the day it is where you are, but a bit of physical exercise could, you know, spruce things up. All right, again, trying to stay as upright as possible without turning this into an upright row. So just a bit of a tilt and pulling to about above my belly button. Something like that. We're gonna add the plate on here. Adarot says, gym session later. I hold you to that. What are you gonna train today? Tuesday is like, what is like National Leg Day? I don't know. All right, feeling a lot less stiff already. So yeah, feeling a lot better, getting at least some weight on the sled. Feels like you get a better stretch. So here I'm really trying to focus on range of motion, getting everything fired up and ready for the dip. There really isn't anything that can completely fire up things the way the dip does on its own. So it will always feel a bit of a like there's a bit of a hump between warming up for dips and doing dips. I know a lot of people just jump on the dip machine or the dip stand. Not a fan of that. I just don't feel like my joints and everything are warmed up for that in the correct fashion. And I feel like I end up wasting a lot of energy and not doing good reps. So I feel like slow and steady and dips are definitely quite demanding on the body. People shouldn't downplay that. So you shouldn't really underestimate that. Take your time warming up, and you'll do more reps, you'll do better reps, and you'll break less of your shit. So yeah. Adarot says, full day with triceps. Always critiquing my workouts. Try to hit arms 3 days a week. Yeah, 3 days a week for arms is definitely very, very doable. I'd say probably 2 is the minimum, depending on what you do. But obviously, much of this depends on the person and depends on what you're aiming for. Man, full body workouts are rough. Not something I've been able to figure out for myself. It's just nervous system wise always too taxing. Maybe if the intensity was low enough, but I don't know. It's I don't particularly enjoy that type of training. I've tried it before, and then it's like it comes to the legs, because obviously I do those last, and then it's like, I mean, you can put like a few sets of, depends on what you do. It's like leg extensions, leg curls, lighter stuff like that, very different story. But no chance putting like squats in there with benching and rowing or deadlifting, or again, depends on the weight very much. Oh, you meant pull day, not full day. Fair enough. Okay, that makes sense. You're doing your pull movements and then doing triceps as kind of like a antagonistic element there. Always critiquing your workouts, that's also good. Do you film yourself do that, or how do you keep track of that? Yeah, we should at least try and critique what we do. Don't want to be just doing the same thing over and over again always until the end of the world. So, all right. So that's moving suspiciously well. I always get suspicious because it means the weights are going to get heavy soon. Excuse me, I don't know if I have hay fever or whatever this is, but jeez, gotta get that stuff out of there. Adderall using a paper log. Yeah, I mean that also works. That definitely, well, I mean in terms of tracking the numbers for sure. Although it doesn't obviously cover technique, so that's the component that might be missing from there. Very useful to film yourself. I've learned so much from that. Definitely something I would do for not only the social medias, as is perhaps maybe the most common reason, but rather to look at your technique. You can learn so much. You can realize, okay, I'm not doing, full range of motion here, or you can see imbalances like in a bench press, or there's a bit of rounding here in my back, or this angle is a bit off. So definitely would recommend filming for learning purposes for sure. Alright, I feel like I don't want to waste too much energy on that. I just want to make sure I'm warmed up for the work itself. I think we are good to go for the dips. We'll just keep ramping up this row over here. I'm gonna engage the soft belt here, because my lower back it's so weird now. Like it can be good in one moment and then it's like tweaked the next. So I'm just really like, it's a roller coaster. Something's fucky. Adderall says, love that beard, man, looking like a Viking. My beard always grows too wild. Well, first of all, thank you. That's this is getting a bit crazy. I was just thinking about it yesterday. I definitely like, I trim it every once in a while, and then it just like gets out of control. And then I kind of like that it gets out of control, and I spend minimal time thinking about these things. I used to be very, very particular, let's say, in terms of my aesthetics, and very, very much cared about that stuff. And it's, it's important to keep yourself presentable. I just don't really give a shit anymore. I mean, I do, but it just comes to my mind very rarely. And a part of me enjoys being a weird, it's, most of the time I find myself laughing about it, but yeah, I do like big beards. But yeah, definitely good to keep it in some kind of a shape, let's put it that way. All right. Yeah, kind of the same thing here. It's feeling still very light, so I don't want to waste energy on that. So let's bring out some of the big boy weights. I've still got a ton of more rubber slabs for the flooring here, because I got them super cheap, and at some point I'm hoping to expand this area a bit to the side if possible, but it's still a bit of a mess. So no idea when that's happening, but I got them so dirt cheap, and they're of the same quality as here, and there's really good quality. There's a really good outlet where just super cheap stuff happens every once in a while. So I knew I might. That doesn't make any sense. I thought I might need some more in the future, so I just I got them. But they are in the way right now, so there's that. Adarod says, I gotta ask, what are you wearing? That looks super comfortable while lifting. So yeah, I'm just, well, basically, this is a huge black hoodie. Very loose, so I have all the range of motion I need. I love having a hood on when you're warming up, certainly, because obviously it keeps the heat in, so you can warm up faster. And also I like the effect of, the focus it gives you, because it gives you this sort of privacy and focus. So I like that. In terms of the brand, I don't know. I think it's something like, let's see. Can we see? It doesn't have a brand there. I think it's Urban Classics, I think. What does that say? Yep, Urban Classics. It's some kind of a brand. So yeah, very, very oversized, very big. It's loose, so I can move. It's very long, so it keeps me warm and makes me look like a weird budget Sith Lord. Just a normal black tank top underneath. Just normal, whatever, college trousers from which have way too many holes, which is actually kind of risky for live streaming, I guess. But that's it. And then I have the soft belt here as well. All right, we gotta do the dips now. So I'm gonna do one set with nothing but just my own weight. Again, I don't know what this is gonna feel like, so if I feel any tweaks or anything, I'm just gonna shift back to the cable, but there's only one way to really find out here. So I really like to plant my palms deep in here. definitely the hardest part has nothing to do with the muscle there. It's just the structural integrity. Just feel the joints and everything. But that's good enough. Let's jump into the pool. Oh yeah, I should definitely do the belt here. I'm a bit hesitant to bring the proper belt because the last time I used this, I cut open my finger and I was on blood thinning medication and it just wouldn't stop bleeding, so they had to stitch it up. Again, not saying like there's a phobia relating to this, but I gotta be super careful when using this because some of the machining here isn't super friendly if I get something snapped in between, and I wasn't being super careless even last time, so. But, not that we actually need this yet, but we'll be there in case we need it. Alright, I will say that feels awfully good. Feels very light, so that's good. Getting like an inkling of the good old days when I could row so much. I mean, for me, so much. I'm not saying in absolute terms. So, for the dips, let's get the chains going here. I think we can add a bit of weight, see how it feels. We can go from there. It's just with the dips, you just gotta, for me, just press through the pain. It just feels like everything is exploding. Everything is just under pressure, something like that. I remember the first time I started using chains in the gym. Feels good. Most people don't use them, so they're super intimidated by them when they even see them, let alone use them themselves. Yeah, it makes you feel like an old prisoner of some kind of a pirate crew or something. But they're really cool. Really fun to work with. Alright, not much more to this. Really no avoiding the suffering. Even now, the biggest issue is my neck. There's some kind of tissue here underneath that doesn't like that pressure. We'll see if I can disregard that. It does hurt a bit, so you have to keep an eye on that. Also, when you're doing this with weight, a wonderful thing happens where it can really decompress your lower spine. So I did get a very nice clickety clonk happening in my lower back there. So it's always a welcome addition. I have no idea why my nose is runny. It's not a good thing. I don't feel sick, so it's a good thing. All right, 70 kg. So this is beginning to be interesting. I'm kind of hoping to getting to 80 and do like a ton of reps on that. That would feel all right. Because before, I would very routinely, very easily do 5x5 with 100 kilos. That would be nice, although not in the cards right now, but something to work up to. So, bit divided on the dips here, because I don't want to aggravate the pain here in the neck. So I don't know what's causing that, so I don't know with what I'm playing with here. But I think we probably going to continue body weight here and just try and smash as many reps we can and as many sets. That's what I'm thinking, but it might be that the pain doesn't get any better with the weight, even lowering the weight. So, but there's really only one way to find it out. We're bumping up the weight here, going to 80 kg. It'll be interesting to see whether my issue has been ever since the operation for whatever reason, or maybe the medication, I don't know what it is. But when I get too much pressure in my wrists, there are pains with that. So that could be the limiting factor. I'm guessing it's the pressure or the blood pressure. We'll have to see. But Hopefully not. That issue has been getting a bit better for the past few months, but again, there's only one way to really find out. So at this weight is definitely pushing into the strength category for me. So, but that's fine. I mean, even still in the zone of 5 reps, still hypertrophic for sure. Especially for me. I do seem to respond quite well to strength, sort of lower rep range training in terms of the hypertrophic effects, so not an issue. Really the main thing I'm trying to keep an eye on is recovery, nervous system recovery. What's up, Koenma on YouTube? Thank you for the subscription. Nice to have you with us. So, more dips. This is tough. It is tough work. Tough work, lad. Not something I would fucking recommend. Well, actually, I would, but as an old man, it's a different story. All right. Shit. I started having clicking here in my left elbow. You might even hear it, I don't know, but that's not typical. This is an issue that started after all the health stuff 2 years back. So not sure how I'm gonna fix that. Definitely makes it risky to do any kind of stuff where it's clicking. So, I think we are gonna shift the rest of the dip work on here. We're just gonna try and load the shit out of this sled or pulley and just lean into the higher rep counts. Let's see if we can get a stimulus through that. I don't want to, if I'm clicking this joint here, at the very least I'm grinding it out, so that's not great. In terms of the pull here, I am gonna drop the weight. I want to do more reps here. So, let's do 60. I feel like that feels like a good thing. That's also a big drop, 20 kg, so it's going to feel a lot lighter. It's a good mental effect, but I think the weight is still sufficient that if I go higher up in the reps, I'll get a good stimulus out of this. So let's do that. Put 15. The pulley. That's 5 kilos more than where we warmed up. This is really more about finding a weight that I can stabilize in that position so that the pressing is stable. I can get the workload in the right place. So if not, we'll just back down and go from there. All right. Jeez, 136 BPM. I'm working a good sweat here. Well, that was it's pretty tough. Very much like a grinded out kind of a set. Just gonna wait for my BPMs to come down for the left side. Left side is going to be a lot harder since I'm not as strong on that side, or rather at least can't quite stabilize the shoulder as well. So it's going to be definitely tougher. I don't know if I can do 15 reps, was that? I don't know if I can do that on the left, but we'll try. Just want to wait that I dip under, let's say 100 BPM. I'm also going to puke in my mouth. Well, hopefully it's my mouth and not someone else's. Alright. Maybe 90 BPM is more like it. Feels like it. Yeah, that's about it. Usually is about 2 reps shy of the left side. All right. So I think for the main row, I think we're done. But I'm gonna shift to the upright row to work the shoulders. I wanna up the weight here. So go the fivers, and then I'm gonna do a bold move of adding these 2 heavy blocks here, which are 2.5 each. So this is now about 35 kilos. I'm not sure if can't ever remember this, but I think this bar might be a kilo heavier than a normal one, like a straight one, or it's a kilo lighter. I can never remember which way it is, but we're in that ballpark. Okay, this will probably be super heavy. I have no idea how this is going to feel like, but again, there's only one way to find out. Alright, again, mainly okay. I'm feeling the classic pain in here in the elbow, but otherwise manageable. Again, close to 140 BPM doing that. Right, let's do at least one more set of this pressing. This is 5 kilos less than what we previous set. Pretty decent burn. Again, 136 BPM. Seems like a favorite of mine. Left side, 25 reps. Definitely pushing it, but let me actually, I wanna estimate how I actually grip this. Okay, replicate that from the right side. Yep. 2 reps shy. Seems like pretty good. Nice. 149 BPM, so it was probably a bit higher than that. Maybe 145. Doing cable presses. All right. Transitioning into the last phase of this. Gonna keep doing these upright rows, and we're gonna do our arms here as well. Really mainly the triceps here. We'll do some bicep stuff as well. Just gonna jump straight in here. It doesn't get any easier. Anyway. Don't believe this reading. Well, that looks more like it. Oh yeah, I do need to ease into these triceps because of my elbow. It's really annoying. I didn't have elbow issues at all, ever. But then they began at the ripe age of 32. Yeah, it feels really ridiculous to do warm-up sets for that with nothing, but it really does make a difference for the joints. So there's that. Gonna rest for a moment and then do what will probably be the final set of the upright row, and then we'll go back to back triceps and side delt raises. That'll be it. So all right. Shit the bed. Everything. I've got the full spectrum here. It's this barbell out of the way. Been doing a lot of good sweating today as well, so pretty pretty diverse type of a session here. The fibers here. And for the side delts, we're going to keep the same weight because we did push the upright row up quite a bit. I'll just try and push the reps on this if I can. If not, that's fine either way. So the side delts could be a bit toasted, but Jeez. So you see me do a bit of a contrary to popular belief that range of motion isn't bad if it goes parallel. It just depends on your shoulder health. If you can do the range of motion, it feels good. That's better activation. You get better gains from it. So nothing wrong with that, but if it hurts, then it's obviously wrong in that sense, and you shouldn't do it. You can still get a good stimulus with a more limited range of motion, but you know, apparently we have some dropped frames on the stream. Sorry about that, but I don't really know what's causing that. But yeah, more range of motion isn't innately bad if it doesn't hurt. Yeah, I don't know why there's dropped frames. Seems a bit annoying. The internet is a bit weird at times. Oh, my lord. You can see the range of motion also becoming more limited. And the muscle weakens as well. What was I going to say? I'm sure it wasn't anything super important. Also, I really want to control the negative coming down. It really taxes the side delt in a completely different way. And all you have to do is resist coming back down a bit. And you get the benefits from that. So that's a really good thing to just squeeze more effectiveness out of your training without any, doing anything additional. Obviously you do need to resist it, so that's harder for sure, but the weight is going to come down anyway, so might as well get something out of it. No, yeah, that's it. Okay. So no more side delts necessary. Jeez. I'm gonna come back down in the weight for this. My elbows are just not in a good place apparently. So I'll just crank out basically close to failure on this because you have so little weight here. But I'll just try and tax the muscles as much as possible instead of taxing my joints and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, even this is not feeling great. But I guess we took a bit of a beating on the dips. Bit of a garbage set for the triceps, but it's just is what it is. We'll wrap this up with just a touch of bicep stuff. Thinking how I want to do this. So I think I want to I'm probably going to do one set to failure for time's sake. So it is what it is. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. One set goes to failure. And this is quite heavy. Obviously we did some rowing, but not an ideal progression here. Oh. Oh. Alright, that's it. That's it for today. Normally I always say never leave the gym in a mess state. Well, I mean, especially if it's not your gym. We're gonna have to do that today for time's sake, so I can get back to the family. So that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you're not subscribing and following wherever you may be watching, consider doing so. Helps me out. And yeah, if you want to ask anything related to lifting or music or whatever you want to talk about, you can do it here. This is what it is. I lift in a basement, and that's it. So, as always, take care of yourself. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Finished.